The email hit me in Prague, of all places. I wasn't expecting divorce papers. I was expecting photos of my daughter's first school play. But there they were, a scanned copy of the documents, already signed by my wife. Her message was short and sharp. Asterisk, even Elise agrees. LOL, asterisk. I stared at the screen, not angry, not heartbroken, just numb. And that terrified me more than anything else. That night, I sat on the edge of the hotel bed, staring out at the city. The lights blinked on below. People laughed in the streets, but everything felt hollow. My world, quietly cracking under the weight of her words, her betrayal. Instead of fighting, I signed the papers. Every last bit of it. The house, the cars, the joint investments, even the trust fund I'd set up for our daughter. I gave her everything. I needed her to believe she'd won. Because the moment she used Elise, used her name like a weapon, she made a mistake. And I don't forget mistakes. 12 years we spent together. I thought we were solid. She was my calm in the chaos. The anchor while I built my company from the ground up. When Elise was born, I would sit beside her crib, whispering promises that I would keep her safe from everything. Even the shadows lurking in the corners of the room. But the true shadows? They were right in our own home. Looking back, the signs were there, subtle but sharp, like the perfume that lingered on her coat when I came home early one Friday. She said it was from her friend Claire. I wanted to believe her. I had to, after the divorce. I came home to an empty house, a ghost in the very space that once held us. The walls seemed to echo memories, but they no longer felt like mine. Elise was distant, cold, polite, almost rehearsed, not the little girl who used to rush to me with open arms. "Mom says it's better this way," she whispered when I dropped her off one morning. I could hear the coaching in her voice. I knew then she'd been manipulated. A month later, I found her forgotten sketch pad under her bed, the pages curled with guilt, in the drawings. I saw it all. Mommy yelling, a faceless man standing with his back turned, Elise cry behind a closed door. She knew, and she was hurting. That was when my grief turned cold, when it became something else, something darker. I didn't want her back. I wanted the truth, and I wanted it to sting. I didn't hire lawyers. I didn't hire private investigators. Too messy, too loud. Instead, I started small, quiet. I knew my ex monitored Elisa's texts, filtered her calls, so I stopped reaching out to her directly. I waited. 3 weeks later, I got an email from Elise, sent from her school library account. Asterisk, Dad, I miss you. I'm not allowed to say that at home. Asterisk, I trembled as I read it. That was the moment everything shifted. I played the role of the broken ex-husband. I let her think I was fading, defeated. I posted stage photos online, empty wine glasses, cryptic captions. She bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Meanwhile, I built something of my own. I created a shell company, linked it to a consulting firm I knew she'd trust. I offered her a golden opportunity to invest using the assets I'd given her. And, of course, she bit. She always wanted more than me, more than the quiet life she had. She wanted power, independence. She wanted to outshine me. And I let her. She dumped over 80% of her liquid assets into the venture. 6 months later, greedy, reckless. She never once asked where the returns were coming from. While she gloated about her new freedom, I was quietly buying back my life. A year later, Elise came to live with me. My ex didn't put up a fight. Not after child services opened an investigation into the men she was bringing in and out of the house. Not after Elise began refusing to eat or speak at home. Not after those drawings, those cries for help, made their way to the school counselor. But I didn't just take Elise. I took her money. All of it. Remember that consulting firm? I leaked a series of carefully edited emails, just enough to suggest insider trading, fraud, and ethical violations. Her firm didn't want a scandal. She was quietly asked to resign. Then I went for the final blow. 2 weeks ago, she called, her voice shaking. Asterisk, did you do this? Did you ruin me? Asterisk, I didn't answer right away. Instead, I thought about Elise standing by the window, clutching those drawings like shields. I thought about the LOL she'd sent me. And so I said, asterisk, this will make things easier for me. Asterisk. And then I hung up. Now I live in a smaller house. Quieter. More peaceful. Elise draws again, but now it's stars and animals. Safe things. Every night, I tell her stories. Real ones. About choices and monsters. And how even when people betray you, you don't have to become like them. But you do need to show them they were wrong. That's the difference. I didn't destroy her out of anger. I dismantled her because I needed her to feel what it's like to lose everything you once took for granted. And the truth? She handed me the blueprint the moment she laughed, taking my daughter away from me. So I laugh last, quietly, controlled, and she'll hear that silence for the rest of her life.